Hey everybody, welcome to another comic book review. In this video, I'll be talking about an absolute classic, Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli's Batman Year One. This is widely considered to be one of the most influential Batman stories of all time, and it is an origin story of Batman, how he became Batman. It's kind of a retelling of Batman's origin story. And what makes this book unique is it kind of jumps between the two points of view of Bruce Wayne and Batman and also Jim Gordon. Um, because it's also kind of an origin story for uh, Jim Gordon becoming Gotham's hero cop. And so you get a whole uh, bunch of time with Gordon and then a whole bunch of time with Bruce Wayne and Batman. So the thing that I absolutely never picked up on until now, I've read this book like four times, and the thing that I never picked up on until like the fourth time I've read it um, is just how immaculate the writing is. The writing is just a whole nother level of genius, especially when it comes to Frank Miller's work. Um, Frank Miller is a writer that I really, really appreciate when it comes to his work, such as like Sin City or 300, his creator owned stuff. I love all of that. Um, and that was kind of the stuff that drew me into him as both a writer and an artist. Now, when I read Batman Year One for the first like two times, I didn't quite get it. Um, there was something about the art that didn't draw me in, and the writing was just, it wasn't exactly my style at the time. Reading it now, the art I think is awesome because it perfectly complements Miller's writing style in this specific book. Um, and I also love, love, love Miller's writing in this book because it does so much in so little time. Um, I want to give you an example of that. The first page that we get, like of the first chapter, you get so much just from the writing because you get Jim Gordon's point of view in his diary entries, and then you go to Bruce Wayne, and you immediately are transported to the headspace of not one character, but two. And then the introduction of Flass, Lieutenant Flass, who is a corrupt cop who Gordon is assigned to when he arrives at Gotham. And you get Flass's point of view. And so, like, it's just the immediate familiarity with characters, um, like, at first glance. The first time you see these characters, um, you immediately get, like, an access point into their headspace through Miller's writing, and you get to see where their thoughts are at, and it's awesome. Now, the thing that I love about this book is, um, or one of the things that I love about this book, there are so many, um, and I feel like it's the type of book that grows on me more and more the more I read it, and I feel like I'll find a whole lot more to appreciate on even further readings. But one other thing that I love about this book is the lettering. The lettering is insanely good. Now, it's cool because you have different like lettering types. So like you get this kind of style for Gordon, and then you have the cursive lettering for Bruce Wayne, and whenever certain characters are talking, their lettering is different from other characters at some times, and it's just absolutely immaculate. There's not a single detail that is overlooked in this book, and I absolutely love it. Now, the color palette is another thing that, whenever I first read this book, like the first couple of times, the color palette always struck me as kind of bland. Um, And now that I look at it, I mean, it's not uh, as colorful as like some other Batman stories, but my goodness, what was I thinking that this book had a bland color palette? Like, there are so many great uses of color, like specifically in like neon lighting kind of scenes, um, or like scenes depicting Gotham City's nightlife. There's a lot of like bright neon colors and just things that I totally overlooked on the first few times reading this book. And it's amazing to me um, how much a few rereads will do um, of a book that you maybe didn't get at first. Um, and this is a book that absolutely 100% benefits from more future rereads. I'm definitely going to be coming back to this one in another year or so uh, to revisit it because it's very quick too. Like it's very short, although it accomplishes so much. It's like the first full year of both Batman and Jim Gordon's career in Gotham City, fighting crime. And with that, it's like a whole year is encapsulated in this one book, but it's all done in such a way where it goes by really quickly. And it's only 4 chapters long, and it's really good. Like if you just want something quick to read, doesn't take a whole lot of time or effort, but still is thematically dense and um, carries a whole lot of weight and consequences for characters, and also a whole lot of great world building and fantastic character development. This is absolutely one of the quintessential Batman stories. I think it's pretty much a masterpiece, honestly. Um, and it's cool because, like I said, I never used to think that way about this book, but it's one of those ones that it's a grower. It grows on you over time, or at least it did for me. And if you've read this book, if it didn't click with you, or even if it did, I highly suggest giving it another go through because it's absolutely worth it. And it's one that you can really pick up on a lot from. There's a whole lot of like really great subtext and things that aren't said, but you just know just based on like just the way characters' expressions are and like small little phrases here and there that don't mean anything on face value, but like once you look deeper, it's this book is absolutely fantastic. And Frank Miller, early Frank Miller, uh, is just a genius. I think his early work is some of the best that comics has to offer. Frank Miller in his prime um, will always be one of my favorite like examples of a great writer in comics. Um, so yeah, those are my thoughts on Batman Year One by Frank Miller and David Mazzucchelli. Thank you as always for watching. Look forward to more videos in the future and have a great day.